We are back, and it is just a couple days away from UFC 317. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Cannot wait for this main event, man. And there is some pretty good fights on this card, too. I'm not one to just call it trash just because there's a couple no-names to start the card. But let me get right into it. I'm going to be predicting every single fight on this card, starting with the first fight, going all the way up to the main event. As I just said, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Cannot wait. So, without further ado, let me get right into this card. We've got Niko Price versus Jacoby Smith to start the card. I don't think this is that hard of a fight to predict. Niko Price is kind of fallen off recently. Themba was able to use a lot of control time to beat him in that last loss. And Robbie Lawler knocked him out pretty quickly, and Phil Rowe also knocked him out. Jacoby Smith has a lot of potential. This guy looked incredible in his last couple fights in his first fight in the UFC and on Dana White Contender Series. He looked incredible in both of them. This guy has a great wrestling background, great striking. I think he's going to get Niko Price out of there in the first or second round by a knockout or ground and pound TKO. One of the two. If he doesn't get the knockout on the feet, he's going to be able to just take down Niko Price, suplex him even, get some really damaging ground and pound strikes off. He is at a 4-inch reach disadvantage here, so maybe he will just be leaning towards the wrestling instead, but I'm going to go with Jacoby Smith over Niko Price for sure. I think there's no way Niko Price is stopping him. Moving on, Jhonata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. This is an interesting one. Jhonata Diniz didn't look great in his last fight against Marcin Tybura, but Tybura is like the gatekeeper in heavyweight, where if you can beat him, then you're pretty much in title contention at that point. But Alvin Hines, this is a nobody. This guy's 7-0, but he's come from LFA and just some Ignite, and I've never heard of this guy before, Alvin Hines. Maybe that shows how much I watch the regional scene. I don't know, but Jhonata Diniz has a height advantage and a 6-inch reach advantage, and this guy was a 8-0 prospect in the UFC, a couple UFC knockouts as well, and he has a pretty extensive kickboxing record as well. Jhonata Diniz, he was a pretty good kickboxer before he transitioned to MMA. I think he's going to get Alvin Hines out of there pretty quickly in this fight. First round KO, maybe I'll say. Maybe second round. I don't know. Maybe Alvin Hines is actually a scrapper. Maybe he comes in and he's pretty game in this fight, and it turns out to be a fucking pretty good back and forth battle, but I think Diniz will be able to finish him. Even if that happens, it'll be like a second round or third round TKO or some shit like that. But I'm going to say Jhonata Diniz gets it done. I think he is going to be improving. He's probably improved his takedown defense a bit if Alvin Hines thinks that's going to be the way to win. Moving on. Cedric Dumas versus Jackson McVey. Listen, it's not actually Cedric Dumas. He's out. It's actually Christopher Ewart. This is breaking news as of 25 minutes ago, maybe. But good thing I waited to record until today instead of yesterday, because Dumas is out. Christopher Ewart is in. This guy is supposed to be fighting Dana White Contender Series in August, but I guess that's not going to happen. He's getting pulled in short notice to fight Jackson McVey. Dumas, I have no idea what happened to him. This is a Big Marcel post that came out 25 minutes ago before I started recording this. So I'm just going to assume this is actually going to be the fight. Marcel's never wrong. If you guys don't know, Big Marcel, he posts all the matches and all that on onto Instagram. If you just put on notifications, when every single matchup, whenever it's made, every single matchup, So if you're not following him, go follow Big Marcel. Shout out Big Marcel. But Christopher Ewart versus Jackson McVey. I'm gonna be honest. I've not had much time to prepare for Christopher Ewart, but listen to my theory, I guess. Jackson McVey, this guy fought 10 days ago. June 13th, he got a round 1 knockout. And maybe he already knew he was on the UFC back burner or all that, but I feel like he probably found out that he was on the UFC back burner. Right. Ah, my fucking God. Ow. God. Fuck. Shit. Oh. Fuck. God damn it. Ow. I got a cramp. Oh my God. Ow. I got a fucking cramp. Jesus Christ. God damn it, it's not going away. Fuck. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I'm good. Jesus, I'm good. Holy. What a fucking cramp that was. Sorry about that. I'm going to leave that in. I feel like that's going to be funny if I leave that in. I'm going to leave that in. So, where was I? My theory about Christopher Ewart. Is that where I was, man? This guy was supposed to be fighting Contender Series in August. So, that tells me that he's been training for the UFC for the past however long, you know. He's ready for a UFC competition fight. He's been in the gym, grinding. He's got a fight lined up. He fought in January, so he's known about this for a while. Jackson McVey, this guy fucking fought the 13th, and that, what is 10 days he's fighting again? There's no training camp. I get it's like kind of going off the back of his last training camp in LFA, but man, give me Christopher Ewart, this guy who knew he was going to be on Dana White Contender Series. Probably was told, like, be ready for a short notice type thing if it happens, but I feel like he's going to beat Jackson McVey. I have no idea either of these guys' styles. You know, both of these are short notice opponents. I won't lie. Both of these are short notice opponents. This could be a really interesting fight. 6-0 versus 7-0 prospect. This could be a pretty interesting fight. Jackson McVey has a 3-inch height advantage. But man, Christopher Ewart knew he was going to be on Dana White Contender Series in 2 months. So he's been training. He's been in the gym. I think he's ready. I think he's going to get a knockout win in the second round. That's going to be the pick. That's going to be the pick. Moving on to the next fight. And hopefully no more fucking cramps. We got Terrence McKinney versus Viachaslev Borschev. Pretty fun fight. This will be a barn burner. We got 16-7 Terrence McKinney versus 8-5 Borschev. McKinney's a -200 favorite. And listen, I kind of like Borschev here. Borschev just lost a decision to Tom Nolan, which I felt like he possibly could have won that fight. And maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I have to rewatch that one. But James Lawntop he was able to beat. That was a fraud check type thing. He lost to Chase Hooper. But listen, Terrence McKinney, this guy is a really chinny fighter. Terrence McChinny is what I like to call him. And I get he's at like nearly a 5-inch reach advantage over Borschev. Oh, this is a tough one. Like Chase Hooper ground and pounded Borschev, and like, but Borschev was scared of the takedown, so he was able to get pieced up on the feet to the ground and pound. He knows what he's getting with McKinney. We know he knows exactly what he's getting with McKinney. This will be a fucking 30-second or this will be a 30-second fight, man. If they both come out swinging, this will be a 30-second fight. I'm gonna go with Borschev over Terrence McKinney. I think I am. I think I like Borschev. Like, if this ends up in a war, I think I like Borshev's odds more than McKinney if this fight goes past 30 seconds. But even under 30 seconds, I trust Borshev's chin over McKinney. So I don't get why he's a plus 155. I'll take that all day. I think Borschev is going to knock out Terrence McKinney in the first round. That's going to be the pick. Moving on to the next fight. Viviane Arajuo versus Tracy Cortez. 13-6 Viviane Arajuo versus 11-2 Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez obviously coming off of that decision loss to Namajunas, where, you know, she came with the fake eyelashes and Namajunas punched off, or it might have been a kick, but I think she punched off her fake eyelash in like the third round. You know, it's a pretty funny image of Cortez's eyelash like hanging off of her face. Viviane Arajuo coming off of a win against Karine Silva, which was, I think I had Karine Silva in that fight. I thought she was going to beat Viviane Arajuo. I was kind of surprised when she won that. I feel like she was an underdog against Karine Silva. I feel like Karine Silva probably was like a minus 200 in that fight, if I want to say. She lost to Natalia Silva, lost to Amanda Ribas and Alexa Grasso. And listen, I think Tracy Cortez is going to be able to control Viviane Arajuo. Her jiu-jitsu, or her wrestling on the ground, and her capabilities on the ground are pretty good. I don't know. Tracy Cortez obviously is never going to be a champion, I don't think. I don't think Viviane Arajuo is either. She's nearly at the end of her career. And I feel like this is a win for Tracy Cortez, I feel. This is going to be a decision win for Tracy Cortez. Get everyone going, you know. Get everyone going. This is one for the crowd, if you know what I mean. This one's for the crowd. I'm going to say Tracy Cortez takes home a decision victory, gets herself back in the win column. Moving on to the next fight, Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. Pretty fun fight. These guys are both fucking scrappers on massive win streaks. 11-0 Hyder Amil versus 9-1 Jose Delgado. Both have won their last 5 fights. Hyder Amil obviously won all 11 fights, but when did Jose Delgado? When was his last loss? Was it early? Okay, it was really, it was kind of early, so that's 6 in a row for Jose Delgado. Listen, Jose Delgado is pretty good. His striking against Conor Matthews looked incredible. Got a nice knockout win against Conor Matthews, but Conor Matthews kind of, when he came into that fight, tell me if it's just me, but Conor Matthews looked, or was it after? Was this the fight that, I feel like that's the fight that changed Conor Matthews, actually. I feel like Conor Matthews fought after Jose Delgado. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So Conor Matthews against Jose Delgado kind of got beat the fuck up, and then he returned like 2 months after and looked completely different, looked 10 years older, and got beat the fuck up again, sadly for him. But this ain't about Conor Matthews. This is about Jose Delgado. His striking is good. But Hyder Amil, man, you can't pick a... they got Jose Delgado as a favorite? God, I don't know who to go. Listen, Jose Delgado's striking, I feel like, is going to be a bit more picture perfect than Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil kind of just comes in. He likes to be in range, and he's winging hooks at you. You know, he's in the pocket, and it's like the really dangerous game of like, who's going to connect first. But Hyder Amil, that's not to take away from him. He is a good striker. It's just a different style. But Jose Delgado is kind of like the at range, you know, doing all the feints and all that stuff. And I kind of like that style a bit more. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that style a bit more. But he's the favorite, man. No. Hyder Amil's been on a tear, and he's undefeated, man. Fuck. This is a tough one, I'm not going to lie. He beat William Gomi, too, in his last fight. But William Gomi is like a cardio kickboxer that runs away half the time. Jose Delgado is going to be in this fight. This is a tough one to pick, man. There's a couple of these that are pretty tough to pick. I'm going to side with Jose Delgado. No, fuck, no. I'm going to side with Hyder Amil. I like it, but... Because I think I picked William Gomi against Hyder Amil. I thought William Gomi was gonna win, but Hyder Amil obviously it wasn't. I shouldn't even have been a split. I thought Hyder Amil should have got the W, no matter what. Fuck! I keep rambling. I keep going back and forth on this. I don't know who I'm gonna go with. I'm going to go with Hyder Amil only for the fact that I picked against him in the past 2 fights now, and I've gotten both of them wrong. I cannot get this one wrong again. I got to be with Hyder Amil. He's on an 11 fight win streak, never lost. Slight reach disadvantage here, but he's got more ring time in the UFC. And yeah, I think he's going to get on the inside, and he's going to make Jose Delgado fight a fight that he does not like. That's what I'll say. I think Hyder Amil takes home a decision over Jose Delgado. Hyder Amil takes home a decision victory. That'll be the pick. Moving on, Jack Hermannson versus Gregory Rodriguez. Jack Hermannson, where has this guy been? He fought Joe Pyfer and beat him a year and a half ago, pretty much. And why wouldn't he get back in there after that? Instead, he waits out. And now he's getting to Gregory Rodriguez coming off of a bad loss, a bad loss to Jared Cannonier, where, he dropped Cannonier in the first round, looked like he was going to get him out of there, and then he gassed hard, and Jared Cannonier wasn't out of there, and he was still in it, and he beats Gregory Rodriguez up until, it was like the 3rd or 4th round until Gregory Rodriguez went down in that fight, but I feel like Gregory Rodriguez is going to put a beating on Jack Hermannson. I don't think Jack Hermannson is going to be able to just take down Gregory Rodriguez like he was able to do to Joe Pyfer. I feel like Gregory Rodriguez is going to be able to stuff those and he'll keep it on the feet. And he's going to get a knockout here over Jack Hermannson. The Joker. Jack the Joker Hermannson. I really do feel like, sorry for all the clicking, I feel like he's going to get him out of there. He only has 3 knockout losses, but Delidze was able to do it from like back control not that long ago, and he made Jack Hermannson look terrible. He got like the calf slicer, I think it was, and then he just got the top, the back mount, he was on top of him with the calf slicer, and he just ran and elbows down on him. It was that was pretty much the finish. I think Gregory Rodriguez could do something similar to that, or he just gets it done on the feet. But Gregory Rodriguez is going to get this done is the fucking point. Knockout, TKO, round 1 or 2 for Gregory Rodriguez is the pick. Moving on. Let me clear out these tabs, man. They're fucking annoying. Moving on. Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. I've seen a lot of takes on this fight, man. Payton Talbott's coming off of a loss to Raoni Barcelos, where you can say that it's a fraud check and you can say that like Payton Talbott overlooked him and all that. But listen, I feel like this is a fight that we really can learn something from, and it's not that long ago. It's only 5 months ago. It's not like he can really turn his entire game around after that fight. We saw he has 0 takedown defense. When adversity hits, he has nothing else to give. This guy doing all these flips against these fucking bums. He's able to do a backflip out of when someone catches his kick and tries to take him down, he just backflips out of it. That's Nick Aguirre. That was that fight, I'm pretty sure. The first one in the UFC. This guy is clip farming against fucking bums. And the first time he gets any adversity in Raoni Barcelos, he's nearly getting finished by TKO. Like, there's moments where it's like Saved by the Bell. If the bell doesn't ring here, 5 seconds more is on the clock. Raoni Barcelos is fucking hammering down and getting a stoppage on Payton Talbott. And you tell me Felipe Lima, a guy who beat Naimov in the fucking first round, made Naimov look like a little bitch, and Miles Johns as well, you're telling me he's going to get just fucking dog washed by Payton Talbott? You're telling me Felipe Lima's going to get dog washed by Payton Talbott? No, Felipe Lima is going to take down Payton Talbott. He's going to show this guy levels again. He's going to show this guy fucking levels again. Because, listen, I see so many good things in Felipe Lima. I do not buy it that Payton Talbott's just going to run through this guy. Oh, he's the boogeyman. Oh, he beat Giannis Gamori. Like, come on. What are we talking about? Felipe Lima looked fucking incredible against Naimov. On short notice, might I add. That was a short notice, like, week's notice fight. Miles Johns as well, like, where you're kind of stepping it up a bit. I feel like Miles Johns could have potentially beat Payton Talbott if he stuck to a good game plan, you know? If he could take him down, like, we might be talking, man. People are saying 2-inch reach advantage for Payton Talbott, you know? Oh, 4-inch. I get he's taller than him. Is that really what we're going off of now? Felipe Lima, that means he's going to have better takedown entries, I think. I think Payton Talbott's fucked. I think Felipe Lima's taking him down. And I think Felipe Lima's going to get him in similar positions that Barcelos had him in. That was 5 months ago. You think he's going to fucking be this bone nickel on the ground now that he's 5 months older? I don't think so. It takes longer to get good at wrestling. Believe me, I know. Felipe Lima is going to be able to take him down and just beat him up on the ground, man. We saw what Payton Talbott was back in February there. So I'm going to trust Felipe Lima. Was it February or January? It says 5 months ago. That must be... It was the start of February, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was the start of February. It might have been the end of January. It doesn't matter anyways. But Felipe Lima's taking him down. He's going to TKO him in the second round from top control. It's not going to be a sub. It might be a sub. But Felipe Lima... It's not going to be a sub, though. It's going to be a TKO. It might be a sub, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a TKO. And Felipe Lima's going to do it in the second round. He's going to get him down. He's going to be raining ground and pound. And Payton Talbott's not going to know what hit him, man. Because he's used to... When he's on the ground with other men, usually, he's used to... When he's usually on the ground with other men, he's used to hugging them and doing all these other fun stuff with him instead of getting beat up by him. So when Felipe Lima's on top of him, he's not going to be ready to get hit by him, if you know what I mean. He's ready for something else. Anyways, Felipe Lima's going to finish him. Ayo. He's going to knock him out in the second round. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. That took a turn. Moving on. Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. This is the second time this fight's been booked. This was supposed to happen back in the last card I was talking about. The Islam Makhachev one. Was that February or January? I need to know now. I think it was... It must have been January. Yeah, end of January. Okay. So I was wrong. But... He was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush back in January against when Islam Makhachev was supposed to fight Arman Tsarukyan. But then a day before, Tsarukyan pulls his back and they pull Moicano off to fight Islam Makhachev instead. And we all know how that happened, how that resulted. I can't talk today. Islam Makhachev took him down and submitted him in the first round after a meaty overhand from Moicano landed on Islam Makhachev. Dariush on a 2-fight losing streak. You know, he lost to Arman Tsarukyan, he lost to Charles Oliveira. Listen. I get it's Moicano, I get it's this, like, lovable character. I need the money! I need the money! Beneil Dariush, look at his last 2 losses. This is a very... We hear this all the time, you know. Oh, this guy's washed. This guy's washed. Oh, Fiziev, he's washed up. No, you have to look at who these guys are losing to. Beneil Dariush, listen, he's actually younger than Moicano. Or no, he's older by 2 weeks, isn't he? Is he older by 2 weeks or young? Yeah, no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping, Jesus. But he lost to Arman Tsarukyan and he lost to Charles Oliveira. Moicano, I get his last loss was Islam Makhachev, sure. But, like, let's compare the losses of these two guys. Because I feel like they're different caliber losses. Islam Makhachev, that's an outlier. I'm not even going to count that one. You got... maybe my point's going nowhere here. You got RDA, I guess. You got Rafael Fiziev. You got... Jose Aldo, Chan Sung Jung. Beneil Dariush, he's losing to Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira. Alex Hernandez. Okay, I'm just going to scrap that point. This is a tough fight to call, I'm not going to lie, man. I was originally picking Beneil Dariush, and I think I might just side with him again. He's plus money. I feel like he's got better wrestling and ground game than Moicano. I don't think Moicano's going to want to take it to the ground. I saw a podcast clip from Moicano last week that, like, he's got to be just, like, trying to sell the fight or something, but he's, like, he really seemed unmotivated. He was, like, he was saying that, like, he's not going to be able to beat Dariush on the ground, and, like, he doesn't know how he's going to beat Dariush, and he thinks Dariush is better than him. And, like, that was the whole clip. That was the whole clip. And it probably was, like, out of context, I guess, but... Man, he's the underdog. I was picking him originally, too. I got a feeling about this one that I think Dariush is going to win this fight. It will be a close decision. But yeah, I'm going to side with Dariush. Moving on. Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. Kind of a short notice fight. You know, Joshua Van, he fought like 2 weeks ago against Bruno Silva. Knocked him out in the 3rd round. Just because I said it was going to be a decision, he had to get it done in the 3rd round by knockout. Of course it happened the exact same way Manel Kopp did it too. Kind of crazy. 3rd round knockout that being. But Brandon Royval, this guy's a dog. Raw dog, to be completely accurate with it. But Tatsuro Taira he beat in his last fight. Upset. Brandon Moreno, he beat in his last, or it's the fight before that, but he lost to Pantoja by decision. This is a tough one, man, because Joshua Van, he lost to Charles Johnson, but he got knocked out in that fight in the 3rd round, but he got hurt in the 1st round, won the 2nd round, was looking good, but then he got caught in the 3rd round. And that's tough for him. But then he got a 4-fight win streak, and he's looked incredible since then. And that's all within a year. But this might be an overstep. I won't lie. This might be an overstep. He's at a 4-inch height disadvantage and a 3-inch reach disadvantage. And, like, Royval's striking is good, man. He's good. And I get it's Van, and his striking's also pretty crisp. Like, fuck, this is a really tough fight. What's their striking output? Oh my god, look at that. Joshua Van, 8.2 significant strikes landed per minute compared to 4.5 for Brandon Royval. That's got to be stat padding because of the Cody Durden fight and the Bruno Silva fight. But Kevin Borjas as well. He's doing it on the regular. Edgar Chairez, man. Fuck. This is kind of tough. Give me Brandon Royval. That's what I pressed on. This is kind of tough. But Brandon Royval, like, I feel like he levels up when a striker is, like, really close in a... When he's having a really close striking battle. I feel like he kind of levels up to the next level, if you know what I mean. Like, especially in the Matheus Nicolau one, I get Matheus Nicolau isn't really a striker or anything, but they were getting really scrappy in that fight. I think Nicolau might have landed a spinning elbow on him or something, but then Royval just levels up and he just fucking hits him with everything he got and gets him out of there in the 1st round. It was the knee that he got him out of there with, but... God, this is a fucking tough one. Royval's only really lost to Moreno and Pantoja. And he even got his fucking win back against Brandon Moreno. So they're 1-1 right now. He's only lost to Pantoja. And, like... I'm going to say Brandon Royval beats Joshua Van. This is going to be a decision. I hope that Joshua Van doesn't get knocked out. But this is going to be a close fight. They're going to have moments. There's going to be a fucking barn burner of a fight. Because, like, the 125ers are crazy good. Their skill level that they have is just crazy good. They have to be a lot, like, really crisp with everything they do. There's going to be a beautiful fight to watch. I cannot wait. But I think Brandon Royval... There's value here at -120. If that's the line. Like, if it's that close, there's definitely value in Brandon Royval. Because I feel like he should be at -200 over Joshua Van. I just feel like he definitely has shown a higher level than Joshua Van. And I get it's like recency bias for Joshua Van. And I love the dude. He's really impressed me. But I feel like this is a jump up too high for him. feel like he's going to fall on his face. We're going to say Brandon Royval wins this fight by decision. That's going to be the pick. Moving on to the co-main event, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Who's going to beat him, man? Kai Kara-France has lost to Brandon Moreno and Amir Albazi, which he beat, or he did not lose to Amir Albazi. That was a blatant robbery. We could go through that right now just to further my point. That was a very blatant robbery. I remember it like the back of my hand. Kai Kara-France has a claim to win every single round against Amir Albazi. Is the craziest thing. Every single round he has a claim to win. Look at these stats, guys, and tell me I'm wrong. Round 1, 13 compared to 6 significant strikes. A minute control time for Amir Albazi. 0 takedowns completed for Amir Albazi. You know, is a minute control time enough to, like, he got outstruck 2-1 in that round. That's got to be a Kai Kara-France round. Round 2, 16-11, 17 seconds of control time with 0 completions of takedowns. You know, that's still got to be a Kai Kara-France round. You're not going to tell me Amir Albazi landed the better strikes in that round. 9 compared to 3. He outstruck him 3-1 in this round. 1 takedown, but Kai Kara-France also got a takedown. 3.5 minutes of control time. You know, maybe you can give him that round just because he controlled him for that long. Even though he got outstruck 3-1 and 2-1 on the total strikes, and they both got their own takedowns, you know. I still would give that round to Kai Kara-France, I won't lie. I think he still got enough done in the minute and a half that he wasn't getting controlled. I think he still got enough done. Round 4, 27-5. 23 seconds of control time, 0 takedowns. Which round did Amir win? We're at round 4, and he has a claim to win 1. You know? We're at round 4 at this point, and he has a claim to win 1 round over Kai Kara-France. Round 5, 34-18. You know, 0 takedowns completed. What did Amir do in this fight to win it? I still don't know. This is going to be upset just looking back at it, man. He really got... Kai Kara-France got fucked up in that fight, man. Like, he won that fight. He got robbed, blatantly robbed. But, you know, he's back. He's fighting for a title. So, history is right. All is well in 125. Steve Erceg, he knocked out 10 months ago. Pantoja, man, this guy is unstoppable. They had to bring a guy in from another promotion because they had nothing to do for him. And he beat that dude as well. Kai Asakura made him look like a chump. Took him down at will and submitted him at the start of the second round. Oh, this is a tough one because Kai Kara-France has like the fucking knockout, the lights out power. You know, like he can really shut your lights out with a strike. But Pantoja has like a fucking monster chin. He doesn't go out. I don't think I've ever seen him knocked down even. You gotta pick Pantoja to win this one. You gotta pick Pantoja to win this one. Unfortunately for Kai Kara-France, he's not the guy to beat Pantoja. I don't know who is at this point. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's Joshua Van, man. Maybe Van beats Royval. Maybe I should be picking Van and hoping that he's the guy to beat Pantoja. But I don't think Kai Kara-France is the guy to do it. I think Pantoja's going to submit him. Most likely is going to submit him in the second or third round. Pantoja's just levels above these guys. And I don't know what happened to me. I picked Pantoja to beat Brandon Royval. Or Brandon Moreno. I picked him to beat Brandon Moreno for the title. And then after that, I don't know why I did it. I picked him to beat Moreno for the title. You know, underdog. And then after, I've never picked him to win a fight since. I don't know what I'm thinking. I had a lot of potential to make money. He was like a close to a even against Steve Erceg. I'm gonna say Pantoja gets this done by submission. I'm not going to miss out on another Pantoja win, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Pantoja is going to win by submission in the second or third round. That's going to be the pick. Moving on to the main event of the evening, and I'm not going to waste any more time. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, what we all came for. El Matador versus Du Bronx for the vacant lightweight title. Oh my God. Wouldn't it be incredible? Wouldn't it be incredible if Charles Oliveira got it done? Listen, I've been on the Ilia Topuria train. I made a Thanos graphic with Ilia Topuria's face over it and him putting Max Holloway's face into the gauntlet as the final stone. He's the fully fucking powered up Thanos right now with the full gauntlet of Max Holloway, Josh Emmett, Alexander Volkanovski, Jai Herbert, Bryce Mitchell. This guy's got the full gauntlet. And now Charles Oliveira, this guy is like Avengers Endgame Iron Man, I guess. This is the analogy I'm going with here, man. None of these corny analogies, but Ilia Topuria, man, this guy is a fucking beast. He vacated his belt to come up to lightweight. Last time he was at lightweight, though, we saw him he got dropped by a head kick by Jai Herbert. That did happen. Maybe we'll find out that size matters. But Ilia Topuria is saying it doesn't. He's saying that he's going to knock out Charles and he's going to make it look easy and that he's sorry, Charles. He's sending messages out to Charles saying that he's sorry, apologizing to him before the fight. If this backfires for Ilia, this will be the most embarrassing moment in MMA history. Have we not been saying this? You know? You get what I'm saying? Have we not been saying this about Ilia Topuria the past how many fights? This guy, he does this every time. This is classic Ilia. Is not overlooking. This guy just exudes confidence. This guy has full faith in himself no matter what. He has full faith that he's going to get it done. And Charles Oliveira gets dropped in every single fight. Every single fight. So what's going to be different in this one? You think he's going to get up after he gets knocked down by Ilia Topuria? I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. And I love Charles Oliveira. I wanted to pick him here, man. I did want to pick him and say that, oh, Jai Herbert knocked him down. Jai Herbert knocked him down. And you think Charles Oliveira, he's a way better striker than Jai Herbert. You can't pick it like that, though. Ilia Topuria is way better than that Jai Herbert fight. That was way back in the day at this point. And I think he was probably underestimated Jai Herbert a tiny, teeny bit in that fight. I don't think that's happening ever again. And I might eat my words here, but I think Ilia Topuria, he's going to get it done early on in this fight. In the first round, it's going to be... He said it's going to be the first round. I'm going to believe him. There's going to be a first-round knockout win for for Ilia Topuria. There's going to be a first-round knockout win for Ilia Topuria. He's going to get into the pocket on Charles Oliveira. He's going to bring the violence to him. Ilia is usually a calculated guy, so maybe it's not a first round. Maybe it ends up being a second or third round until he gets the chance to get the knockout. Ilia is kind of like, he likes it being perfect. He likes it being perfect before he fully goes for it, if you know what I mean. He'll wait it out. He'll wait it out and he'll do the feints. He'll play the feinting game and he'll be working for the footwork. He needs to get that the outside foot, you know. He needs to get his foot on the outside of yours and then he'll burst in with this fucking combo. Right, or he'll get it your back to the fence, and then right when you're circling left, he's like, okay, now, right hook, and that's when he gets it done. So maybe it's not a first round. Maybe it's a second round or third round, but I still am going to predict a first round KO win for Ilia Topuria. I think he's just going to get it done, man. Charles always gets dropped early on. And I feel like this is going to be a less of an Ilia pushing it on Charles. And this is going to be a Charles coming out hot. And he's going to be throwing a lot at Ilia. And Ilia is going to counter him with a left hook. And he's going to drop him. And he's going to finish him early on in the first round. Or early on in the fight. In the first round. Ilia Topuria by knockout. That's going to be the official pick. Let me know what you guys thought. Those are, that's the full card predictions for 317. Let me know what you guys thought. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. Thanks for watching. That's going to be the picks, and we'll be back here for more soon. I've been so busy, man. I've been trying to get more up to you. John Jones retired. I didn't even get a video out for that, man. I've been working so much. I've had 60-hour weeks the past 2 weeks. I will try to get more done for you guys, though, when I have a chance. But thank you for watching. Have a good one.